Alright guys, now here's an olive oil and Sauterne cake, super delicious, really yummy, only about 5 or 6 different ingredients. First things first, set yourself up a chopping board, lay down your wet chucks cloth straight on so it doesn't slip. Then we're going to start off by lining our cake tin. I don't care whether it's non-stick, reline it to make sure that sucker always flies out. Take ourselves a piece of Glad Bake, our trusty Glad Bake. We're going to make a quick cartouche by folding it. The idea is we take that folded piece of Glad Bake straight to the center of the tin, take ourselves a nice trusty sharp knife. Our tin, which has actually been slightly oiled, push that into the base of the tin. Now this will stop our cake from sticking. Now to line the sides, it's just a matter of taking our Glad Bake once again and tearing it easily. Then to line the edges of our tin, preheat your oven to 185 degrees Celsius and then start making a cake. Now the idea is we take 7 eggs, 5 of those whites in one bowl, 5 yolks in another, and then we'll add an additional 2 egg whites. 5 yolks, 7 whites. To this I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar, half of which will go into the egg yolks. Retain the other half of the 2/3 of a cup of sugar. Place it into a mixing bowl with the egg whites and a good pinch of salt, and then start mixing. The egg yolks, start mixing with the sugar. So now we're going to add a little bit of orange zest. Now this is where the wonderful citrusy flavour is retained. Now here's a little trick, just in case you don't have one of these fancy little microplanes. Take yourself a piece of Glad Bake, your trusty grater, because everyone has one. You put the Glad Bake over top of the finer meshed holes. You run your lemon, running it round just to remove the zest. This is something you could certainly do at home. Then you remove the zest, leaving that clean. Then with the back of a knife or a spatula, take your lemon zest, straight in the bowl. There you go. So mix these all together. Into that I'm going to add half a cup of olive oil, extra virgin, and then half a cup of dessert wine. Mix them well together. Crank your egg whites to high. Whilst that's still mixing, throw in 1 cup of sifted plain flour. Now give this a relatively good mix. Turn this down. Now the idea is with the egg whites is that you actually add them in thirds. This gives the cake its height and its body, and then become a little looser as you finish up. So take your prepared cake tin. So now you're basically putting this into the oven at 185 degrees Celsius and drop the temperature down to 165. Now it'll take about 40 minutes. And just in case you didn't know, Glad Bake comes in 2 different sizes. Small for small trays and wide for wide trays. So after 40 minutes at 165 degrees Celsius in the oven, it comes out super delicious and beautiful. We take a piece of our Glad Bake, fold it in half, split that, removing it, slip that over top of our hot cake, pizza tray on top, and lifting the cake and basically just peel away the Glad Bake. When it comes to making cakes and desserts, you want something you rely on. That's why I always reach for something I trust. And a little bit of icing sugar straight over top. Voila!